Listen again, my name is Mike Waters, that's Wild Burgundy. This is Lamar Smith, CJ. You already met Reverend Attorney, that's Reverend Ulysses. We brought the crew down with us. That's Donnie. Give Donnie a great big hand. Donnie's big time. Donnie has guided us all across the South. I want to give you a little bit about our journey that has brought us to this very moment. We're part of an organization called Vote Common Good. Vote Common Good is about empowering to vote for our neighbors. We're here tonight in a nonpartisan way, but we do believe that it's important to vote with your neighbor in mind. That is rooted in Scripture, the idea that we should do unto others what? As we have it done. So our voting principles are for a community. Election day, general election, is on the 5th of November. Now we are encouraging everybody to vote early. You hear what I said? We're encouraging everybody to vote early. And we're encouraging everyone to go to the polls with somebody else. Don't go alone. Make sure that everyone who's registered to vote in your house does vote. Let me ask you a question. Are there any first-time voters here today? This is going to be the first time that you've cast an election. Cast a vote election. Y'all come up here. Give them a great big hand. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Y'all not clapping loud enough. These are first time. All right, listen. Go get your cup. All right. Go get your shirt. Hold on. And we need a Kodak moment, okay?
I want to thank all of y'all today because we are approaching a critical election this coming November. It's very important that we look at all the issues that's facing us. As he talked about getting ready for the Department of Education, he talked about reproduction. Those issues are pressing forward, and we need to be aware of how it's impacting our community, all of us. Whether or not you plan to go to school, whatever, those issues are impacting you. So I want to thank Reverend Waters and Dr. Waters over there, his sidekick, his other half, for joining us here in Houston today, and for all that y'all do to make a difference. And I want to applaud him for Vote Common Good as he traveled around the country. I had the opportunity to work with him a couple of years ago. It's Vote Common Good, and they're doing great things. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Factually, had an opportunity to give a workshop at the National Democratic Convention in Chicago back in August. And one of the things that we talked about as it relates to the vote is that there's so many people who have a mindset of an all or nothing vote, right? They say that unless a candidate completely lines up with every single thing I want, I'm not going to. And that's just not going to happen in an American season. What you're really looking for is someone who you can influence once they're in office. That's what our ancestors do. Our ancestors knew, get the person in office who we can influence through pressure to follow and accept our agenda, all right? And so I want to encourage you. You may not find someone top to bottom. You're probably going to find some issue by which you disagree with the candidate. But find someone as you're voting with whom you believe the community can have influence and can be persuaded to your cause.
My mother was Johnny Cochran's first secretary. She graduated summa cum laude. Johnny Cochran's sister graduated magna cum laude in Shreveport, Louisiana. But when she went to vote, they made her take a test that asked her stupid questions like, in what year did George Washington chop down the cherry tree? What is the clause in the 13th Amendment? Well, it brings us back to slavery. And also, what year did Louisiana stop becoming a border from Canada? That had nothing to do, but she said, make sure. And when I told her this, and one time I didn't vote, and the tears welled up in her eyes. And my mother doesn't cry, she's too strong to cry. But the tears welled up in her eyes. So this is a great privilege in order to vote. And I said, Mother, I'll never or let my children do that to you or the legacy again. So this is a great privilege for us to go out and vote. And for those who don't vote, guess what? You know what they say, those who don't come to the party can't enjoy the party. If you got to be in it to win it. So I'm proud of what my ancestors went through to vote, and I'm definitely going to take this privilege to keep on voting.
If you're in a position where you go to cast a vote and for some reason they say you can't verify that's where you want to make sure you've brought as much information as you can with you. Bring your voter card, bring your driver's license, bring your identification card, all right? In some cases, a birth certificate work, right? If you are anticipating acts of voter suppression, just have what you need, okay?
If the polls close at 7, but it's 6:30 and they're telling people you can't come up, that's voter suppression. If the polls open at 7 in the morning and are supposed to open at 7 in the morning and they're not open at 7, that's an instance of potential voter suppression. If there are very long lines to go vote, that is a potential issue of voter suppression. So we want to make sure that you guys can get on the call tonight at 7 so that you can know the information and then go share it with others, because we want to make sure that as many people are informed as possible.
You gotta watch what folk do, okay? I've been around, I've done some things, and I've even been an observer in some places. And for some of our Latino brothers and sisters in particular, they've told them you have to go to a Spanish-speaking polling location. There's no such thing as a Spanish-speaking polling location. That was to try to dissuade them and push them away, all right? So it's very important to know your rights. You don't have to live across the street. As long as you are registered in that county, you can vote at any polling location in that county during early voting.
So the number, if you suspect any voter suppression happening, is 866-OUR-VOTE. 866-OUR-VOTE. Okay?
Somebody said that the devil don't mess with anybody that's not important to God. If your devil's messing with you, you must be important to God. Listen, if they're messing with voting, voting must be important. So sometimes, in some places, we're the only ones who think voting isn't important. The people who are putting the barriers to our vote know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is. All right?
He is a pastor of, is it Abundant Life? Abundant Life. He's the pastor of Abundant Life in Dallas. So he abbreviated his service to get on the road to get here with us. And so really want to express our appreciation to this group for coming down and being with us and sharing the information that we need so that we might be empowered to do what needs to be done. So again, thank you, Dr. Waters. Thank you, Swab Burgundy. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Waters also. Thank you all for being in the mix and on this drive.